I believe people go wrong. People don't create value in the marketplace because they haven't understood or identified who they really are. Because once they do, they can clearly identify who they are. Like for me, it's all about freedom. That's who I am, right? For me, it's all about living outside of this box that was created, right? People say conditioning wise, there's this box, right? Think outside the box. And for me, it's like, no, like, why should I have to think outside the box? There is no box. Albert Einstein's 5 ascending levels of intellect, right? The very first level that I've shared with many of you guys before was the first level is smart, right? You're smart. And then the second level is intelligent. And then the third is brilliant. And then the fourth is genius, right? You're like, what's the fifth level, right? And when this was shown to me, I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. And the fifth level of intellect, and I'll show you guys the slide here. And the fifth level of intellect is being able to keep it simple, right? Being able to keep it simple, right? Because you started smart, and then you go to intelligent, then you go to brilliant, then you go to genius. And I've always like, what's the fifth level of intellect? The highest level is being able to keep it simple. And when I went to Business Mastery, a Tony Robbins Business Mastery, and if you have never been to a Tony Robbins Business Mastery, I would definitely highly recommend it. When I heard this, right, when I heard what is, in terms of marketing and selling, whether it be offline or online, what is the outcome, or what is the purpose of marketing and selling online, right? Obviously, impacting is one of the things, right? Helping people change their lives, or improve their life, or solve a problem, or transfer a skill, or make somebody's life better, or relationship better, or money better, or in this case, launch a new offer, or build a business, or grow a business. Obviously, all of that is important. And that's really what we do it for, is the impact, right? But at the same time, there's obviously an income piece, right? We have to generate income doing it, revenue doing it, right? Especially if we're a for profit, not a nonprofit. And when I was taught this by Tony, which he got it from Jay Abraham, he talked about there's only three things that our job is to do. Is one is getting people to buy, right? Doing, starting relationships, or building, generating leads, and building building a list, and then nurturing that list, right? Building the relationship, building rapport, and to the point where you influence people, you get people to trust you. You're the authority. You care. You can help people get results. All of those things. Your job is to get people to buy. And then as a business, you turn that into a business, and your job is to then get people to buy more, right? To have other products, upsells, downsells, have other things that your people who have already trusted you can buy more from you. And the third is to getting your audience, your clients, to rebuy, to have offers that they can actually rebuy or renewal, right? And I'm like, God, that is so simple. When I heard this, I thought it was like the greatest thing, than this sliced bread. I'm like, this is like really like intellectually intelligent. That's how simple it was, right? That's really how simple it was. Our job in terms of marketing, selling, is getting people to buy, getting people to buy more, and then getting people to rebuy, right? And when I created this when I created this framework, right? I'm like, okay, so how do I do this, right? How do I get people to buy from me? How do I get people to rebuy, and how do I get people to buy more, right? And that's how I came up with these four activities. And these four activities will cause your business to grow, right? Doesn't matter the economy, doesn't matter what's going on in the world, right? This is how you can grow any business in any economy. The Four to Thrive framework, right? There's four activities. If you want to, I always say it, right? This feed your feed your focus, right, and starve your distractions. Feed your focus and starve your distractions. So how do you feed your focus? By doing activities that fuel it, right? That feed it, that causes your business to grow. The four activities that do that is, one is, I call it informing activities, which is getting yourself seen, right? Second is impacting activities, serve, and then income generating activities, which is sell, being able to make offers, and then implementing activities, which is support, which is helping your clients implement the thing that they just bought, right? That they said yes to you. And the worst thing you could do is to have people say yes to you and they don't get results. And the best way to help people get results is the payoff that you promised as part of your offer, they said yes to, they actually achieve that payoff, whether it be losing weight or having a better relationship, or in my case, being able to live the laptop lifestyle, right? To be able to live, work, earn from anywhere. And if people can actually do that, you can support them. That's implementing activities. These four activities will cause your business to grow, right? And just recently, this last week, right? Um, Donald Trump became the 47th president. He was the 45th, and then Joe Biden became the 46th, and he just took the oath of office and became the president. And I been following this whole uh, everything that's happened with him, right, leading up to um, him being, winning, right, and there was obviously a team that was protecting him, right, a Secret Service detail that was protecting him after he lost the election, and presidents still have a detail that that protects them throughout their history, right? And then as he was campaigning for it again, there was a Secret Service detail that was protecting him. And then when he took the oath of office, noticed that there was a new team that was then selected or chosen to actually to be his detail, to protect him, right? To ensure that he does his job and to protect him from all threats, right? Domestically and globally, right? And I gave me a question. I asked myself. I said, how did these select few men and women get selected for this position, right? How did they really get selected? And if I looked at, and this is what I discovered, and this has everything to do with how we market and sell, right? So if you look at you're the Secret Service, and you want the job, you want to be selected as the person to to protect the president. So what do you have to do? You got to get seen, right? You got to stand out, right? You got to stand out in order to even have an interest to be selected for the interview process. So you got to stand out, right, among all the people that can actually do this job. So obviously the team that I was actually selected, somehow, some way, somebody saw them, right? They stood out, okay? And then during the interview process, they had to come into the interview and essentially go from seen to serve. They have to show up to the interview with the intention, right? Or the mindset, or the only reason why they're interviewing for this job is because they want to serve the agendas of the United States of America, and to serve the agenda of the president above their own. They have to show that in the interview process to even be considered for the job, right? So if they can do that, then they move on to the third step, which is then they have to sell. They have to sell. They have to essentially show the person interviewing them, make them feel that, hey, I am here and I am the best, most equipped person for this job to protect the president, because I will even take a bullet for him, right? I will even risk my life for the president. They have to sell them the idea of that. And then once they get the job, once the person sees that they're here to serve the agendas of the president of of America, and they are here to that they be willing to take a bullet, risk their life, and then after they are selected as the team, one of the members of the team, then they have to support the president. They have to do their job. They have to ensure that he, right, gets the United States of America and all of our policies and agendas, and the president is influential on the world stage, right? And at the same time, their job is to protect the president, right, from all threats. So they have to do their job. So marketing and selling, that's why I say marketing and selling is just kind of like you are the Secret Service. And your job, if you are the Secret Service, is to protect the president, right? And then your job, if you are the Secret Service for your clients, your job is to protect them. What are you protecting them from? You're protecting them from wasting time, wasting energy, wasting money on the wrong offer, right? On the wrong offer. That's what your job is to protect them on. Okay. But in terms of marketing and selling, using that as an example, what are we really selling? What are we really selling? Are we selling offers? Right? Are we selling, social media calendars? Are we selling, right, how to market and sell online? What are we really selling? What we're really selling is an asset, right? And the value of the asset is proportionate to or equal to the amount of income. The lower the asset, the lower the income, right? That's why we talk about, the value, right? The value of what you're creating. You're creating an asset. And income follows assets, right? So how do you create an income producing asset? Your offer is the asset that you're creating. So if the value of the asset matters and it directly affects the amount of income, and your asset that you're creating, your offer, is an income producing asset, let's really look at um, who's creating the asset, right? Who's creating the asset, okay? And what are you really, really selling, okay? So if you look at back in 1963, when Martin Luther King marched on Washington, and he stood up at the podium, right? On his famous speech, he said, "I have a dream." What was he really marketing and selling? Was he marketing and selling, right, to achieve racial equality? Was he marketing and selling to end segregation? Was he marketing and selling, right, to secure civil rights for African Americans? Was that his agenda? Was that what he was creating in terms of his message, his movement, his offer, his influence, right? What was he really selling? What was he really marketing and selling? Freedom. All of those things he wanted, right? Achieve racial equality, end segregation, secure civil rights for African Americans. But realistically, what he was really selling is freedom. Freedom for all people, regardless of race. That's what he was selling. So people were bought into freedom, right? That's what he was selling. In 1962, John F. Kennedy stood at Rice University in Houston, and he said, "We choose to go to the moon." Right? What was he marketing and selling? Was he marketing and selling dominance in the space race? Was he marketing and selling superiority over our competitors at that time, which is Russia? Was he selling innovation, right, and scientific progress? What was he really selling? He was selling leadership. And that because of that leadership, because what he said, we will be the first we choose to go to the moon. We would be the first to go to the moon. He was selling leadership. And what that did was that inspired Americans, right? That inspired Americans. He was selling leadership. Okay. Just like me. I talk about living the laptop lifestyle. I'm in Singapore right now. So if you want to share where you are actually connecting from, I'm in, in Singapore right now. Just made it. Going to spend our last week here in Singapore. Friday, I'll be going into Malaysia to do a final walk of our house that's being built there, and then I'm coming back to Singapore. I come here every single year to spend um, Chinese New Year with my wife's side of the family. But this year, because we're making the transition to live in the United States for 6 months and we're living in Asia for 6 months, I kind of did an Asian tour this time, and I came to Asia back in October, at the end of October. So I've been here for 3 months, and it'll be full 3 months and two total weeks that we've been in Asia. And I miss my home in the United States, so I'm very happy. I'm ready to go back. So next week I'll be traveling back to the United States, but I talk about living the laptop lifestyle, right? And I say it all the time that everybody has an opportunity to be able to live, to work, to earn from anywhere, to wake up every single day living the Ikigai way online, right? Ikigai way is being able to wake up doing something that really you're super passionate about, that there's a reason for living, right? There's a meaning for your life, right? Doing that thing, and then it happens to be a thing that you're really good at. That's your expertise, and you're going out in the marketplace to finding out people who actually need that offer, right? Whether you're solving a problem or transferring a skill, right? Or training somebody, or coaching, consulting somebody, doesn't matter, right? They're getting some type of result or solution from your offer, and then you're making impact in their life, changing their lives, and then you're able to generate income doing that. That's the Ikigai way, right? So what am I really selling? Am I selling creating offers? Am I selling how to market and sell, right? Marketing, selling online? Am I really selling how to build an online business? No. What I'm selling is achievement and fulfillment, being able to achieve with the things that you know and love, which then is fulfillment, right? Because you're waking up every single day in alignment with what you were created to do. And for me, it's about income and impact from anywhere. That's really what I sell, right? So what are you really selling in terms of, why you're here to learn how to market and sell online? Because people don't buy your offer, right? I talk about people buy results and transformation, but realistically, what really people buy is you, right? People buy leadership, people buy influence, people buy the person that they know can help them get that result and transformation. And if you can do that, if you can be really clear, right, of the transformation that you help people achieve, the clearer the transformation, the more the transaction. Okay, write that down. The clearer the transformation, the more the transaction. Okay, so if we know that we are creating an asset, not just offers, right? Well, that's what we're really marketing and selling, is an asset. So let's really look at what creates that asset, right? And this is the formula. It's mindset. This is what people buy. Mindset, skill set, plus tool set equals asset, right? They're buying your mindset. They're buying your skill set. They're buying your tool set. That's the asset you're creating. An asset generates income, right? Asset generates income. So now let's look at who creates that asset, right? Because again, the value of the asset equals to the amount of income, right? So if you go back to look at source, whatever you believe in, right? I'm not gonna instill my beliefs in you, right? God, Jesus, creator, right? The universe, whatever you believe in, source, creation, right? You were created. Source creates resource, and the resource is you, us, right? And resource then creates assets, and then the asset generates income, right? That's it. That's a formula. Okay. So if you really look at what people really buy, if the resource is mindset, which is beliefs, the resource is skill set, which is skills, the resource is tool set, which is tools. So what people really buying, and if you look at B, right, is mindset, your belief, B, skill set, skills, you're doing, and then the tool set, tools, is have. be, do, have in this order. Okay. So what people are really buying is you, right? And being is who you are. It's your identity. And where I believe people go wrong, people don't create value in the marketplace because they haven't understood or identified who they really are, who they really are. Because once they do, once they can clearly identify who they are. Like for me, it's all about freedom. That's who I am, right? It's for me, it's all about living outside of this box that was created, right? People say, conditioning wise, there's this box, right? Think outside the box. And for me, it's like, no, like, why should I have to think outside the box? There is no box, right? Where the society wants us to live in that box house, to drive in that to our work, to our box car, right? To go work in our box office, to eat out of our box lunch, to drink out of our box juice, to come back home and watch our box TV, right? I don't believe in that, right? So for me, it's freedom, right? Freedom to live the way I want to live, to create, right? All those things. That's my identity. I know exactly who I am, right? Because then once you know exactly who you are, you have identified yourself, you understand who you are, then you're going to do those things. Just like my activities, right? When you do, these are all the hows of all the things that you're doing. These are the activities that you do based on your identity, right? That's why we created the laptop lifestyle to be able to live, work, earn from anywhere because I'm doing it, right? And I'm the example of that. Just imagine if I saying, hey, you can live, work, earn from anywhere, but I'm not, I'm like always in one place, right? Or I'm right here in Singapore and, at my sister-in-law's bedroom, which she has a very serious addiction to plushies. As you can see, she has an addiction to claw machines. So we're trying to help her with that, right? Get her some counseling, some help. She can't walk past a claw machine. She has to play it, and her room's got a ton of plushies in it, right? But then your activities, right? So because you know who you are, then you do, right? Then you represent yourself, right? And then you have those things, right? And then have is all the what you have, your possessions, right? Because that's what really people buy. People buy who you are, right? Your identity. People buy how you do things, right? Your activities, and people buy what you have, your possessions. So if you're here, you followed me, you're here, you came to this mastermind, you're part of our community, you're like, I know who this guy is, right? He's all about living the laptop lifestyle, being able to live, work, earn from where he's actually doing it, right? And I want his life. I want to live in wherever I want to live in 6 months. Like I live in Asia. I want to live in the US for 6 months. I want to be able to travel in and out of countries if that's your thing, right? Be able to take your kids out of homeschool and spend as much time with them as possible, and to be able to have the ultimate freedom of time, finance, location, right? And that's it. People buy you. People buy exactly when you're looking to create your offer, right? What are you really truly marketing and selling, right? You're selling what you live, first off, right? So before we get into the mechanics of everything here, whatever you're thinking about creating your offer, what are you really marketing and selling? So I'd love to get some shares here from you guys on this. What are you really marketing and selling? Let's talk about this. Who wants to go first? Hey, Robert, I just saw you pop on my screen. Hey, Robert, how are you? Where are you from? Where are you connected? Oh, I love the cat behind you there, roaming around.
Oh,
How you doing, Robert?
where is that? Oh, there it is.
Uh,
Tigger has no tail.
Robert, where are you from? Where are you connecting from?
I'm coming from Hermiston, Oregon.
From where?
Hermiston, Oregon.
Oh, Oregon. Okay, gotcha. I saw the TX. I thought it was. Oh, I see it now at the end. Okay, got it. So what are you looking to create? What are you really selling? What are you really marketing and selling?
Real estate investor course.
Okay, real estate investor course. That's great. That's a great offer. But what are you really selling? If somebody bought your real estate investor course, what are you really selling there? What are you marketing and selling?
Well, just training for them how to do it safely.
Okay. But why would they want to do that? Why would they want to be a real estate investor? I'm a real estate investor, so I know exactly why I got into it.
Well, most of them get in it to make money,
To make money, okay?
create generational wealth.
Ah, they create generational wealth. So would you say that what you're really selling is them being able to leave a legacy?
Hmm. That would
Right.
work. Yes.
'Cause- Yeah, because if I did create generational wealth and that was my intention to to have a 50 doors, for example, right? And that I actually got that result, what's the transformation that happens? And if I left this world, then I left my kids with 50 doors that are generating passive income, right? And I've left an amazing legacy for myself. Yeah.
Hmm. That's the
Yeah.
way it works.
The legacy is really what you're selling, what your marketing and selling is legacy, right? And maybe security is a thing too. If you were able to do that, you left, right, security for your family, right? Whatever that is. So be very clear of what you're actually marketing and selling, okay?
Oh,
Because that
okay.
represents who you are. Because that's how you're going to stand out in the marketplace. If you say just like what you just said right now as a good example, Robert, you say, oh, I help real estate investors. I help them generate income, active income through real estate or passive income, through real estate. Then what what makes you any different from the next guy or gal that does that too? Does that make sense? It doesn't.
Yes. Mm.
And there's thousands of coaches that sell real estate investing training. I was one of them, right? Way back in the days, I had a real estate investing course, right? And I had the 4 F's, which is find. So if you want to kind of model after this, I can give you exactly what my course was: how to find deals, how to fund deals, how to fix deals, and then how to flip deals. If you were a real estate investor in terms of teaching people how to flip deals,
Yeah.
right? Right.
Yeah.
And if
Flipping
you're
right now is not a good thing.
it's not a good thing. So if you're more on the long-term investment, like more of the passive side, maybe the flip, you can change it to finance, meaning how can you after you find it, after you fund it, after you fix it, how can you finance it? Meaning how can you refinance it to leverage good debt to keep it long term, right? So that could be a good framework for you. Okay, I'm just kind of sharing with you some frameworks here, right?
And it's
But
also teach them how to do EMD and double close. Double close now is
yeah,
getting more popular. Several states have outlawed wholesaling.
totally. Yeah. So, but all of those things, even a double close, even if you were teaching them how to sell paper, right? Like what you're saying, to double close on a deal, right? Same thing. How do they find that deal? How do they fund that deal to be able to double close? How do they, right? All of those things. So having a framework is good. But what I'm really saying, all those details are obviously important to know. But what you're really selling is being able to use real estate investing as a tool, as a mechanism, as a vehicle to ultimately build a legacy. That's really what you're selling.
That is great. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. No, thank you. So now, so in terms of marketing and selling online, let's talk about that, right? Now let's get into the mechanics of it, right? If you looked at your business in these three pillars or um, you know, um, three areas, right? First is obviously you have this thing, you obviously are very clear what you sell, right? You're selling you, you're selling who you are, right? B, do have what you're doing, how you're doing it, and what you have, your possessions, right? That's what you're selling. This is where you're creating an offer because you actually achieved it. You achieved that result, you achieved that transformation, so now you're creating an offer. So, and if you have this offer and you're clear of the transformation that you help people achieve, right? Again, the clearer transformation, the more the acquisition, right? The more the conversions happen, then you traffic. You got to get yourself seen, right? And and for me, one of the has everything to do with the four to thrive framework, the four activities that cause your business to grow. The very first activity is informing activities. You got to get yourself seen, right? And there's six traffic sources, right? In terms of marketing, one is organic traffic. Organic traffic is traffic that you actually create. This is content that you create. The more content equals more sales. There's no doubt, right? More content equals more conversions, right? So get yourself seen, gain visibility, right? Create content, short form, long form content, audio, video, things for people to read, listen, and watch. Leverage as many platforms as out there, social media wise, as possible. Blogs, videos, right? Facebook, Instagram, create content, right? And especially if you're living it. Just like me, my content is created because I'm living it, I'm doing it, right? I have these things. This is who I am. Okay. Then outreach traffic is going to where your clients are at, where are they hanging out, and you're going in there to add value, to to start conversations or to enter conversations. They're out there. That's outreach traffic. And then there's opportunity traffic. Opportunity traffic is relationships, forming relationships, right? Joint ventures, affiliates, going out to people that you can actually compliment and help, and who have a list or have a large following, who have a community, and you can actually go in there and plug right in your program or your offer right in what you're selling right into theirs because it complements them. Own traffic is you building a list, right? Starting to generate leads, but then at the same time, you have to nurture the list. You have to nurture the lead. You have to build rapport. You have to stay in constant on contact with your list, right? That's own traffic. Outbound traffic is paid ads. I believe that if you really want to truly be successful and you truly want to get the results that you want and be successful at this as well as grow and scale, you have to master ads, right? Whether it be ads on YouTube or ads on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or paid media, basically, right? That's outbound traffic. And then optimized traffic is SEO, right? Being able to be search engine friendly, right? So when people search for coaches or health coaches or a service that you happen to be in, or a trainer or a leader or whatever it is, and you're easily, people can actually find you. That's optimized traffic, right? And then the second part is leads, right? So you got to get seen, right? Which is traffic. And then if you are seen, then it should uh, the result of that should be leads, right? And that's where impacting activities come in. This is where you then serve, right? Um, Richard Parker started a company called Constant Contact. That's a great example of a company who understood that the oxygen for every single business is leads, right? And not and obviously quality leads. Having leads is one thing, but having quality leads is another. And then Constant Contact built a system around, once you generate that lead, you got to stay in constant contact with them, right? Constantly add value to them, constantly nurture the relationship, we continuously building rapport, continuously adding value, right? That's serving, that's impacting activities. And it's not a surprise that in 2015, he sold it to a company called Endurance. And currently, right now, Constant Contact is a company that's valued over $1 billion, right? It's not a surprise, right? Because you have to, leads is the oxygen for your business, but at the same time, you have to stay in constant contact, right? So how do you do that? When you actually people see you, right? One of the things that I do is I love our community, right? I love the call to action to come people. Your top of funnel is getting people to see you, right? That's lead attraction. You're creating content for an audience, so people who don't know you, a cold audience that does not know you, and your job is to then connect with them. And if it connects with them, then the second step is getting them to your middle funnel, which is getting them to know you, right? And that's how you start the relationship. That's how you generate the lead. So one of the things that we do for lead generation is one of our call to actions right to our community, right to our laptop lifestyle tribe. The second method that I believe that is one of the best ways is to get people to know you, to generate that lead, is to bring them into some type of a lead magnet, right? It could be something for them again to read, to listen, or watch. Like in my case, I think video is king. So I love creating a ton of courses and mini courses and on-demand training, virtual training, right, where they can actually people can click and be able to access the course or the training immediately, right? And I could have this in some type of a VSL or an auto webinar funnel, or to come have access to it like a video that's pinned right to the top to our inside of our community, something like that, right? Where when they come get that something of value, whether it be your call to action to your community or call to action to lead magnet, um, it gives them an opportunity to consume the thing that you want them to consume, but it also gives you an opportunity to generate leads by collecting their information, right? Their name, their email, and even phone number if that's what you're going after, right? So leads are important to build a leads list, but at the same time to generate leads. And then sales, right? You have this thing, you know what you're selling, you know the transformation. Again, clear the transformation, the more the acquisition, right? The more the conversions. Then this is where then this is where you sell. This is that income generating activities. This is where you then make your offer. After you have brought people through your funnel, right? Your top of funnel, middle funnel, which is building the leads, right? Generating that lead, nurturing the list, right? Generating the list, nurturing the list. That's your middle funnel. This is giving value, right? You're adding value. And then you get to the point where your clients, they know that you care. They know that you're an authority. They also know that not only have you gotten the result, but you've actually helped other people get the results, and you've actually helped them get the results based on watching your video, based on coming to your mastermind or your web class or your challenge. Then they see you as the person that can help them achieve the thing that they want to achieve because you did it and you've also helped other people do it. Then they're most receptive to hear your offer. Then that's where you make your offer, right? That's where your bottom of funnel. This is where you then present your offer, you make your offer, and you inspire action, right? You inspire action. So that's it. Your business is just all in those three pillars: traffic, leads, and sales, right? So just like us, right? We started the relationship by bringing people into you obviously saw me, and right, and then leads, you came to our community, our laptop lifestyle tribe, and then you're here to for me to continue building a relationship, to show you what I've been able to do to add value to you, right? And then we make our offer, right? Our offer is if you're not part of our change makers coaching experience, we'd love to invite you to it. It's a coaching program, and the goal here is to help you build your online business, to build your offer, to make sure they get a clear message, to understand who's your ideal client, to create your high ticket offer, and to show you how to drive traffic to it, to market, and ultimately to serve and sell, right, your offer, and to help your clients get the results that they want, right? Build out your business map to show you how to extract what you know and love into either a DIY offer, a done with you offer, a done for you offer, right? A minimum of a $5,000 offer. We show you how to build a high ticket offer, mid ticket, low ticket, upsells, and downsell offers. So you can generate income, right? Because your job, again, getting people to buy, generating more income by getting people to buy more. And then ultimately also show you how to create membership offers where your clients can also rebuy from you, renew every single year, right? That's the goal of this coaching offer. $32,500 worth of value because it comes with our Change Makers Master Course, where all designed for you to implement the things that that you need to do, build out your offers, your messaging, all of those things. We took a group of people over 2 days and did a full immersion for 2 days, and then we turned it into our course to help you execute. You also get access to our 7-figure moves master course, where we took a group of people over 1 day and also turned it into a course where it's all designed for you to execute. Comes with a lead generation funnel because leads are, again, oxygen for your business. This is your know you funnel, where if people see you, what are you going to give to them, right? Is it a community? Is it a something for them to read, listen, or watch? Lead conversion funnel. I believe that one of the best ways to generate revenue is by doing weekly web classes, webinars, where you can actually generate revenue weekly, right? And then also the lead conversion funnel. Also, there's an automated webinar or a VSL where you can actually drive traffic to that you can actually generate money daily as well. I believe that, especially if you're starting off, you should attempt your whole business plan should be able to shorten your sales cycle so that you can generate money revenue daily as well as weekly. That's your longest sales cycle. A lot of people can't wait for a whole month, right? Like, for example, to run a monthly challenge or a monthly workshop and then make an offer there. It takes you a whole month to actually generate revenue. I think it's too long, right? I think it's either something automated, you could generate money, revenue daily, and then you could generate revenue at least weekly, right? So you have both of those funnels for you to generate leads as well as convert leads. And you'll be part of our Laptop Lifestyle Tribe as well for the next 12 months. So this is a 12-month coaching program. You get access to our coaching, weekly coaching, get access to our mastermind weekly, you get access to our web class weekly as well. And then, so because we want to be there with you weekly. And then you also get access to our monthly boot camps where we run a boot camp every single month, full immersion, 1-day boot camp. And that has everything to do with generating leads, traffic, converting leads, running your webinars and web classes, automation, live, and then ultimately how to make offers, craft your offers, and acquire clients and ensure that your clients get the results that they want. It's all your deliverables. That's what the bootcamp's all about. And then we also have a monthly mastermind that's part of that as well. So that's where this total offer is valued at $32,500. Comes with a 30-day money back guarantee. We believe in results. We don't believe in just making offers. The goal here is to get you the result that you want so that you can achieve the transformation. And if you can consume everything that we have, come to the Laptop Lifestyle, consume all the courses in there. You get access to your members area right away. You can consume the course, the 7 Figures Master course, as well as the our 2-day workshop master course. All of that change makers all in there. Plus, come to your boot camp, live boot camp with us for 30 days. If you feel like we didn't deliver, you can request 100% your money back. So again, this is our offer, right? So $32,500 worth of value. And our offer for you is only $49.97 to be with us for the full year, every single week, every single month. So if this is some interest to you, 7figuresexpertacademy.com/change makers. And again, it comes with a 100% money back guarantee. Okay. And then the last step is support, right? So how do you market and sell online? One of the key importance, one of the most vital things is being able to ensure that your clients get the results that they want, the payoff, right? So for us, the payoff, when we show you how to implement these things, right? Our implementing activities is the payoff very, very simple. Show you how to design your life to ensure that you are very clear of what life you want to live, how you want to live life, where you want to spend your time, what do you want to spend your time on, who do you want to spend your time with, and what do you want to spend your time doing, right? And then designing a business that allows you to live the laptop lifestyle to achieve what I consider freedom, right? To be able to live, to work, to earn from anywhere. And that's why we want to be there every single week with you and every single month with you, and created all those courses for you to consume, to execute. And this offer, the when you implement all these things, how we support you is we're supporting you to build, not only just design a life, run a business that you love, but in terms of that's making impact, but the income is at least showing you how to build a minimum of a 6-figure business. My goal is to get you guys to build a business that generates you consistently at least a minimum of $10,000 per month consistently. And that's it. So if you look at, again, back to asset, right? What are you really selling? What is the asset that you're selling? Because the value of the asset equals the amount of income that you actually make, right? And if you are here to the asset is valuable, then the asset itself is positioned as an income producing asset. That's your offer. So what are you really selling? And then when you get to the mechanics of it, when you have something that you are very clear in the transformation that you help people achieve based on who you are, what you do, right, and the things that you have, then your job is get it seen, do these activities, serve. I call it serve hard, sell easy, and then get your clients to a point, your audience to a point where they're most receptive to hear your offer. And as a matter of fact, sometimes they are the ones asking you for your offer. You don't even have to make your offer. And then you sell, you make offers, right? And then when people say yes to you, then your job is to support them to ensure that they achieve success, right? Because what they're really buying is the payoff. That's what they're buying. Make sense? And that's how you market and sell online. Sean, how are you? See you on my screen here. Sean here with us? Nope. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything to add to this or have any questions? Sean might be frozen. I don't know if it's frozen. Hey, Jess, how are you?
Pretty good. Um, I don't know, you've got me thinking this entire time, like my brain is stuck, thinking like what is it that I really sell? So I've been kind of
Mm,
thinking about that and how to frame it. But I was kind of thinking that because I'm focusing kind of on messaging, maybe that is what I'm selling is communication and the
mm,
ability to communicate to anybody, like your to your audience, your right client, your customer. So I'm thinking that's like the bigger sell is communication. Any thoughts?
mm.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's beyond communication. What you're really selling is connection. That's what I really think you're selling. If you're teaching people how to create to clarify their message, right? Which is what we talk about. When you clarify your message, what happens? There's connection, right? There's obviously communication is the thing that happens, but realistically, when communication happens, it's really a connect. You're connecting with the other person that's hearing that message, right?
Hmm.
And then when you're teaching messaging, how to actually convey that message, it's also when the message is conveyed right, then it's communicated right as well. And what ends up happening is connection,
So like
right?
human connection is the deep
Yeah,
underlying like
totally.
thing that I'm selling.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah, and really, what you're really selling, and it kind of goes to what I was saying. I think that most people, have been successful at marketing and selling, whether it be offline or online, for the last, 25, 30 years, because we were in an information economy, right? We were in the information age. That's why, you know, people became billionaires because of it, right? Microsoft sold the actual mechanism that got the information out to the public, right? All of these things, Steve Jobs, it's all about information. But now we're beyond in the information age, we're in the experience age. So in the experience age, the reason why we have moved into the experience age is because there's too much information out there. Information is readily available, but yet why are some people more successful than others? And the only
Right
reason why
there.
people are more success, yeah, they're giving a great experience, and experience starts with connection, right? So and especially if it's especially in the marketing or message or messaging world, that's how you start the relationship by connecting people to people with a very clear message, and it gives that connection for people to inspire people to move to the next thing, to start experiencing you. Makes sense. So what you're
Right.
really selling is really connection. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's super important now that we are more digital because I notice a lot of people seem more disconnected, even though we can connect with people more than ever. Everybody feels kind of, disconnected. They're not feeling
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
connection. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
super
For
important to
sure.
touch on.
Yeah. So yeah, I really think you sell connection, if anything, right? People want to feel connected, and they want authenticity, and they want a good experience, and they want, to belong more than anything, right? I think people are, Dr. John Maxwell told me this, I think it was like 15 years ago. He was in our office with him and his team when we hired him to come into our and help us grow our company. He said, um, from the day that our umbilical cord gets cut from our mommy's tummy, we spend the rest of our lives trying to plug our umbilical cord back into a community, right? For connection, right? Does that make sense? I'm like, oh, interesting. So yeah, I think that, connection is one of the things that you're selling, is the thing that you're selling. And connection leads to consumption, right? People then move to spend time with you, to consume, right? And then consumption leads to conversions. Yeah.
You
Right.
just made another framework. That's perfect. I'm
Yeah.
stealing that one. See, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's great. That's great. Cool. Coach Daniel, any questions?
Questions? No. Been thinking about it, and what I mainly sell is hope.
Mm,
Hope for become a better version of themselves, to
mm,
embrace their true selves, their higher self, and turn it all into a better life for them and the generations that follow.
mm.
You know me, I just need to change the world.
Yeah. So hope, like that. Hopes and dreams. Yeah.
So I've been making a lot of progress, obviously, as you've seen on the tribe.
Can I ask
Yeah.
you, what is your offer? Sorry, I'm a little out of the loop. I haven't got to
Yeah.
hear a lot from you, and I'm really interested, like what you're working on.
So I've got a program called the Legacy Method, and I teach people how to leverage responsibility and take responsibility for every part of their life, and do some little bits of examining subconscious and where our beliefs come from, and then rewiring our brains to quiet the inner asshole that we all have. It's more direct and to the point than saying the inner critic, because that's what he is. He's an asshole.
Mm,
Um, and basically transforming your inner world. You have to start with yourself in order to create a better world around you.
So it's
mm.
kind of like Jungian philosophies, kind of. So it's almost like what Jordan Peterson has, kind of similar but different, right?
Yeah. In this space, Daniel, one of the things that, there's going to be a pretty, there's going to be a pretty big void here or vacuum that's going to be created soon here because someone like a big figure like Tony Robbins is actually going to retire from this space, meaning he's going to stop doing these live events and challenges and all this stuff. He'll probably come on as a guest speaker somewhere because he's getting up there in age, right? He's almost, I think he's 68 right now, 67, 68. So, and on the last podcast he was on, the PBD podcast, he talked about, this last challenge that he just ran with Dean. It was going to be his last one, and all these things, and the writing's on the wall. I think he's starting to step back from it. But the, the space, a lot of trust, and and this particular space is, I think that you have to give quite a bit of information on the front end, as well as a lot of also experience at the same time, right?
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
and if you're because you have to really build trust, really build trust, right? Because now we're talking about people working on rewiring and working on themselves and working with old beliefs and working with old patterns and working with emotions that have been there forever, right? Their emotional home, all of those things. What I'm saying is it's a very hard niche that you've chosen to be in. um, that means that you have to do a lot on the front end, a lot of it. And if you, so that you don't kill yourself in the process, try to make sure that you do a lot of the stuff in the front end. That's try to automate that as much as possible, right? Create a ton of PDFs, ton of checklists, create a ton of mini courses, get people to consume before they come to your community or your webinar or where you're going to make your offer to them. It takes a lot. It does take a lot.
I've actually got 28 videos ready to be recorded.
Yeah.
Got 3 lead magnets with about 6 more in the pipeline. And to build trust, I was on a podcast today called Rock Movers. It will be released near the end of February, early March. And I've got 10 more podcasts coming up between this coming Friday and early April, with a lot
Mhm.
more on the.
Congratulations. You've done a lot of work there. That's good.
Yeah. 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 A lot of
It's
emotions, a
been
lot of feeling.
it's
Not
been a
to
lot
like,
of
I don't want to
When you're
put
on these
anything else on your,
podcasts.
oh, I was going to say, I don't want to put anything else on your plate because you got a lot there, but your voice is so calming. Like I can just see you, like if you had a
Yeah. Yeah.
specific podcast or like a, those nighttime listening ones, they're so popular right now. Like when I go to bed, I like put on a nighttime story or something. Like if you had a channel that was like calm nighttime listening, and there's a lot that do the uncovering the
Yeah.
subconscious, like so asking questions that uncover the subconscious. Like you could get a lot of traffic that way if you like just calmly spoke out your, the life questions that you have to dig through. I'm sure, I don't know, I feel like your channel would go to 1 million easily, like really quick.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been working on some meditation audios and things like that as well. So I've got
Mm.
a million ideas, and I wish I had $1 for each one,
Mm. Yeah,
but I'm getting there.
I would say, yeah, I would say clarity is definitely one of the things that you do sell, because, like people know, especially in the space, and if you are seeking solution aware, people know that they have a problem, right? They know they have a problem, and some of them are, so they're aware. So you're not even talking to an unaware client. You don't need to, don't want to, you shouldn't. You're talking to people who are problem aware, and you're also talking to the audience that's also solution aware, who's already going to stuff, right? Consuming or buying things or spending the time and energy and the money on something to solve this problem. That's who you're really talking to. So I think that if you are a lot more clear in terms of, hey, I sell clarity, for example, clarity on what does it take to change that. There's something, you're here for change, right? So I kind of envision you running a webinar, and they come to it, and their problem where they're solution aware, they're asking themselves those questions that you talk about. Are you asking yourself, what's the meaning of life? Is there more to life than this? What's my purpose? Right? All of those things. Why do I feel this way? Why does this always keep happening? Are you asking yourself those type of questions? And if you are, that means that what you're looking for you're looking for change. That's really why you're here. You're not just here for another webinar. What you're really showing up for is you're seeking what that thing is to help you change. And what you really sell is clarity to go from that 1.0 version to 2.0. Right? That's what you really
That's
sell.
it. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I sell the clarity, right? The clarity on what the 2.0 looks like.
Hmm.
What could happen when you achieve the 2.0 version of yourself, when you show up your best version of yourself? First off, before you even can show up as the best version of yourself, what is the best version of yourself? The clarity on seeing what that actually looks like, how that feels, who is that person, what is that person doing, what do they have, how are they doing it? That you need to be clear of that first. And then when you're clear of that, then how do you actually get there? The clarity on how to actually do it. Right. I think that's the clarity. I think that's what you sell, clarity and what it actually looks like, feels like, and how to actually achieve it. Okay.
That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's it. Clarity and what that looks like, what that next life looks like, what's the life that you're trying to change to look like? What's the relationship you're trying to change to look like? What's the work, how you do work, how you make money, right? What you do every single day and how you do it. What does that look like first? And then how to actually make that happen, the clarity and how to make that happen. I think that's what you sell, is not hope.
Okay.
Okay.
I can agree with that.
Very good. Cool. All right, guys, we're at an hour. Thank you very much for being here. Obviously love doing this, but again, going back to that chart there, right? If you really think about what are you really selling is, again, if you're being it, you're right, that's who you are, that's your identity, that's what you're doing, that's how you're doing it, and that's what you have, then that's really what you're selling. Because if you yourself have the clarity of what 1.0 Coach Daniel looked like versus 2.0 what Coach Daniel looks like, and you actually are doing it, you have the how, that means you have the clarity to show somebody else how to do it. And that's what you're really selling. Okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you guys. Have an amazing rest of the day.